Is Momentum Monday, and what we got for you today is we're going to go for inspirational, motivational quotes in between each set of exercise, and we're going to rotate that with health and fitness Q&A. So if you guys do have any inspirational sort of quotes this morning, or you have a health and fitness Q&A, feel free to throw that in the chat, and we'll get to it in between sets of exercise. To get us started off right this Momentum Monday, let's start with a motivational quote, yeah? And I just closed out my tab. So, hey, it's Monday. Things don't go according to plan. Let me open up my tab again. All right. First inspirational quote of today is from Albert Einstein. We cannot solve problems with the kind of thinking we employed when we came up with them. I love this quote so much, and this is like one of the best pieces of advice for people doing like entrepreneurial work, as well as like just getting outside. If you're like a creative sort of person, like just video creation, content creation, I love this so much because it just makes you think outside of your box and outside of your paradigm and just to try new things. So thank you, Albert Einstein, getting us started right with the momentum. We are going to be coming at you guys after this next set of exercise with a health and fitness question, which we'll provide the answer for. If you guys have any of your own, throw them in the chat. Today, since we don't have a ton of energy, we're listening to our body, as I highly recommend you all do as well. We're going to do a lighter, low-impact exercise on the TRX or the suspension trainers. We're going to go through the primary 7 movements that we typically would doing weight, but we're going to do them on the TRX or suspension trainers today. So if you guys ever are not feeling super energetic, maybe you're feeling kind of stressed out, really tired and stuff like that, you can still get a solid workout in very quickly using the suspension trainers, and it's not going to be as taxing on your body, on your nervous system, and on your joints. So we're going to run through those 7 primaries. We'll get some music going. If you guys got motivational or inspirational quotes, throw them in the chat. If you guys have health and fitness questions, throw those in the chat as well. And let's get rolling with our first primary movements. our 7 primary movements all done. It's that easy, ladies and gentlemen. You only need 3 to 4 sets of something like that on the suspension trainer for your entire workout. Best part is it's not super taxing on your nervous system. So great if you're stressed out, you don't got a ton of energy, you can go ahead and do something like that. Whereas if you did something more like intensive, like weight resistance training, which I recommend doing more often than not, that's going to tax your nervous system, and if you're not feeling well, maybe your immune system's compromised, it can possibly get you sick. So doing this style of exercise is much lighter, much less taxing on your body. So use it as a way to switch up your exercise and your workouts, and especially on those days where you don't have a ton of energy, go ahead and do something like that. All right. And on this break, we're going to go ahead and do a health and fitness question. If you guys have any health and fitness questions as well, let me go ahead and mute the stream, as well as the inspirational quotes, feel free to share those in the chat. And since the stream is going out to various locations, let me check the chat real quick. It's going out to 5 different locations, so I got to check a couple of these chats to make sure no one's asking questions or whatnot. And I got to mute the streams again. Alright, so looking like no questions or comments just yet. No worries. If you guys don't have any questions or comments today, for you, those of you tuning in, I can talk to myself forever, so no worries. So right now we're going to go ahead and do a health question that I have. I have this huge document of questions from clients, friends, and family. They've asked me questions over the years, and that's what I read off of if we don't get any live questions, so we go through those. Without further ado, the question that I have, someone asked, should I work out under stress? And I honestly did not plan this out, but absolutely should work out under stress. I didn't plan this out because today we're actually pretty stressed out and pretty tired, so that's why we're doing like a suspension trainer based workout, and I kind of went on a rant earlier about it. But if you're just tuning in now, highly recommend working out under stress. It can be really great as long as you don't overtax your body. So using things such as walking around the neighborhood, some really low impact exercise such as doing the 7 primary movements we typically would do weight lifting style, but to make it less taxing on you when your body's stressed physically and mentally, we do something on the suspension trainers like this, much lighter based, sort of working out, as well as recovery rate is going to be really improved when you're doing something like this. That's not nearly as taxing as heavy resistance training would be. So that's that question right there. We're going to go ahead and do another set of the 7 primary movements on the suspension trainer. Today we're going to be doing 4 sets total, and the sets are called giant sets. A giant set is when you do 4 or more exercises back to back with no rest, right? Since these exercises aren't necessarily as challenging as they would be to their counterparts, we're actually using heavy resistance training like weights and stuff. That's why we do a giant set, superset it back to back to back. To make up for the lack of weight we're using, we add the challenge that way. A superset, which you can also do, is just 2 exercises back to back, and then a tricep is 3 exercises back to back. So those are typically the 3 type of sets that we use on the stream, and I highly recommend, if you don't have a lot of time, to utilize supersets, trisets, or giant sets like we're doing today to get your workouts in. Alright, we're going to get another set, and then after this set of exercises, we're going to come at you guys with an inspirational quote. If you guys have any quotes of your own you'd like to share, throw them in the chat. If you guys have any fitness and health questions, also throw those in the chat. We're going to get back to our next set of exercise. set number 2 is all done. We have 2 more of those sets remaining, and that's going to be the entire workout for today. So, right now we're going to go over a inspirational quote with y'all, and then after the next set of exercise, we'll do a fitness and health Q&A. So if you guys have any quotes you'd like to share, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. The next quote we have here, this one's from Mahatma Gandhi. Learn as if you will live forever. Live like you will die tomorrow. That's freaking awesome. I love that. Learn as you will live forever. Live like you'll die tomorrow. That's awesome. It's just like, it's like constantly pursuing knowledge and like bettering yourself. And then just owning like every last moment of your day in your life. Like that really hits home with me because the past year I've had like a lot of GI health issues. It stemmed from having an infection that went undetected for like 7 months. But man, nothing makes you like connect with this quote more than going through like essentially like hell, like going through a really tough time in your life, whether it be, you know, your own health struggling or just a significant other, family, friend. Nothing makes you like connect more to just like living in the moment and really kind of listening to this quote and not taking life for granted. So that's definitely something that's like really forward on my mind, is just maximizing every second that you have on this earth, and yeah, continuing to learn and develop yourself and be a better person, right? Boom, inspiration for today. On the next set, or in between the next set of exercise after this 3rd set of our giant set, we're going to be doing a health and fitness Q&A. So stay tuned for that. I hope you guys are having an awesome Monday today. And we're going to get to our next set of exercise. set number 3 is all done. We got one more of those sets, and that'll be it for the workout. Right now, we got a health and fitness Q&A for y'all. So someone asks, will weights make women bulky? Absolutely not. So this is a big misconception, and I feel like a lot of women believe this, that if they lift heavy weights or weights in general, they will become bulky. That's just not the case. Here's why. To build muscle and a significant amount of mass takes testosterone. This is why men have a natural inclination and a natural, they just have an easier time, is a better way to put it, of building muscle or with building muscle rather than women do, because they have so much more free testosterone. Now, this isn't the case for every single man. Some men have way too much estrogen in their body, and if you ever heard that term moobs, man boobs and stuff like that, commonly that's because this particular individual has a large amount of estrogen in the body, and they're not really taking care of how they eat. That's how guys can typically get man boobs. Now, if a man has the right amounts of adequate amount of testosterone going and is fairly active, watch what they eat, boobs should never happen. Now, that being said, with women absolutely have testosterone in their body, but they don't have on average nearly as much as men do. So if you guys have ever seen those women who take, maybe you guys aren't sure which women take estrogen blockers, but if you look at the really, really shredded women, chances are they're taking some hormonal therapy sort of thing, whether it's increased testosterone or estrogen blockers. Because naturally, most women will not get super shredded and super cut. Not saying they can't get muscular, but I'm talking about more like the extreme here. If you look at those women who are extremely muscular, extremely cut and stuff like that, chances are, in order to look like that and be a woman, I mean, even a guy as well, you have to be taking some sort of testosterone booster or estrogen blocker, or maybe even a combo of both of those. So, long story short, women are going to have a much harder time at building muscle and mass than men would. So the bulkiness and everything that kind of gets connected with weightlifting right there kind of gets squashed. And even if you take it further, when you pack on muscle, you cannot really say where it goes. It's just going to get packed onto your body. Of course, you could work out and do isolation exercises for certain areas and stuff, and you'll notice more results there. But generally speaking, if you're doing a correct exercise workout program, you're going to be hitting your total body. You can't really know exactly where the muscle is going to be packed onto. So what we do is we focus on building muscle first, and if you're getting maybe too muscular, you focus on toning and shredding down. That is like the bodybuilding bulk and cut cycle. So long story short, absolutely women should work out heavy resistance training. They shouldn't worry about getting bulky. What will happen is probably more of muscle and tone definition rather than getting big and mass and bulky. And then, as always, if you don't like the current results that you're getting, you could always do a cut for however many months, weeks or months, until you kind of get rid of that specific area if you did happen to build mass on it. So it's a long ranty answer, but definitely don't be afraid as a woman to do heavy lifting, because chances are you will not get bulky from that. So we are going to go ahead and move on to our final set of our giant set of suspension trainer, if I can talk today, of the 7 primary movements. After that, we'll do a cool down. So in between this next set of exercise, we'll come at you guys with an inspirational and motivational quote. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have any health and fitness Q&As, throw them in, or questions I should say, throw them in the chat. If you guys have any inspirational quotes you want to share, throw those in the chat as well. We'll get to our last set of exercise here. Right. Giant set number 4. All done. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the workout. We're going to talk about one last inspirational quote and then get a cool down before we wrap up the stream. So stay tuned for that. Right now we got the next motivational quote or inspirational quote for y'all. It's going to be by Mark Twain. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Disparage. So stay away from people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that. But great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. And again, that's by Mark Twain. That's freaking awesome. I love that. Basically just, it kind of goes back to that old adage, like you are who, you're going to basically be like the people you surround yourself with. So, I mean, hey, there's going to be haters out there no matter what you're doing. Don't let the haters like get in and all the shit that they talk like discourage you from doing anything. And really surround yourself with people that are going to support you and push you to do things. Like when you feel a calling in life, when you feel like inspired and motivated to do something, I feel like a lot of people don't do it. They don't take advantage of it because they let the voices in the back of their head or just let the social pressure like stifle them or let others just get in their head. I mean, this quote basically just explains that, like, don't let people get in your head, especially yourself. Don't talk yourself out of doing something when in reality you can do great things. You just gotta believe it and follow through. So, love it. I hope you guys are inspired by these quotes we're sharing today. As always, if you guys have any inspiring quotes, feel free to throw those in the chat. I just can't talk today. And also, if you guys have any health and fitness questions, feel free to throw those in the chat as well. We're going to get to a cool down, and then after that, we'll go over one last health and fitness question, and then we'll wrap up the stream from there. And as always, for my cool downs, I like to listen to chill music. So we're going to do some chill music. We're also going to focus on breathing deep in and deep out. And lastly, we're going to be doing some relaxing, calming visualizations. Just kind of imagining some calming spaces or areas that will help our mind and body relax as we do our cool down stretching. Highly recommend doing something like that post-exercise as well as before bed when you do static stretching because it really helps relax and calm the body. Pec minor stretch. Feels so good. If you got a tight neck, traps, and chest, this is the stretch to do. Stretch out those pec minors. Woo! Down, all finished. Whew. I feel so relaxed and calm. Woo. So Simply Too Deep is in the chat. What's up? Sup, pause in the chat. Not much, man. We are just finishing up the workout here. Got a nice cool down. I feel so damn calm and relaxed from that. It was so awesome. Thanks for hopping in the chat, man. We're going to wrap up with one last health and fitness question, and then we'll do our little outro. So someone asks, why do some people lose weight faster? That's actually a really interesting question, because I don't think that's the case. I don't think inherently someone can lose weight faster than the other. The only thing that makes me kind of hesitate on answering the question like that is when we talk about metabolism. Okay? So before we go into metabolism, let's just say this. If you know, say you're competing with a friend, family member, something like that, if you know how much calories you need to eat every single day to maintain your weight, and so does your friend or family member or whatever, whoever you're competing with against, like who can lose weight the fastest, if you both understand this, and you cut the right amount of calories, which I mean, it could be anywhere from 250 to 500 calories down from your maintenance, and that's like a half pound to a pound a week, right? Theoretically speaking, you two should both lose weight around the same time. Now, if one person is seeming not to lose weight, and the other one is, there could be other things at play here. The amount of sodium that you have per day, the amount of water weight, right? If you have a lot of sodium in your body, and you're not flushing out that sodium, you could be holding on to a lot of water weight. All right, as well as carbohydrates. A lot of people don't know this, but carbohydrates make you store a lot more water in your muscle bellies. So when you're on like a carbohydrate-rich diet, you will feel naturally, your muscles will feel like more full because there's more water in there. So outside of those things, when we talk about metabolism and weight loss, some people can have an extremely slow metabolism. And a lot of people think this is genetic based and like they can't fix this, and that's completely wrong. Sure, your metabolism, like when you're born and you come out the gate, genetics can play a factor, but we can absolutely manipulate your metabolism to slow it up or speed it down. And here's a simple way how to do that. If you are someone who is chronically cutting your calories and you're going for the goal of weight loss, I feel like 9 out of 10 times clients come to me and they're like, I've been eating little to no calories and I'm not really losing any weight. That is because your metabolism came to a screeching halt. When you deprive yourself of too many calories every single day, your body stops functioning properly and your metabolism starts to shut down and it can't metabolize as efficiently and as effectively as it should. Other causes for concern when you're really low calorie is your hormones can get thrown out of whack. I have an old coworker of mine who worked at a big gym with me. She was doing bodybuilding competition and she was young, early 20s at the time. And she went on a super low calorie diet, was taking all these gray area supplements and stuff, got super shredded. She won, I think, like top 3. So she did get a trophy and like her pro card sponsorship or whatever in this big tournament. But she had to go on hormone therapy replacement dieting for like 6 months to a year afterwards because all of her hormones basically wouldn't produce naturally as they should. So she had to like supplement that. So long story short, when it comes to metabolism, how we manipulate metabolism to speed up is you eat your maintenance calories every single day and maybe even go a little bit over, maybe about 250 over. What that's going to do is slowly start to ramp up your metabolism. Now, it's not just that, you also have to do resistance training too. You have to push your body to create a muscle eliciting response. So that's why I use the RPE, rating of perceived exertion, 8 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would be failure. 8 out of 10 is like stopping maybe like 5 to 10 seconds before failure or 3 to 5 reps before failure. If you were approaching every single workout in that sort of fashion in an RPE of 8, and you're eating maintenance calories and maybe a little bit above maintenance calories to maintain the weight, and maybe even gain a little bit of weight, your body's going to start to build muscle and it's going to start to speed up your metabolism, okay? Now, if you are trying to lose weight and you've been cutting calories for 3 to 4 weeks, you have slowed down your metabolism very effectively. You may have lost a little bit of weight, but now you're plateauing. Every 3 to 4 weeks you are doing a cut, meaning you're cutting calories and you're trying to lose weight, you need to do a metabolic reset, right? So that is bringing your calories back up to maintenance, or maybe a little bit above maintenance, but up to like 250 calories above maintenance for 1 week to reset your metabolism, right? And then after that 1 week, you can go back to cutting calories again. That is enough time, that 1 week of a metabolism reset where you're eating your maintenance, to get your metabolism firing up again. And again, I preface this saying that you're doing all this stuff with your calories at the same time as doing resistance training that is challenging to your body. And when you do those two things, that's how you can manipulate your metabolism. So, long story short, I don't believe people lose weight faster than others. I believe that if they understood their amount of calories they need to cut every single day, you would probably lose weight around the same time. Aside from having too much sodium and water retention in your body, the person on a higher carb diet is going to have more water retention. And then, of course, the metabolism comes into play, which we just did a long ranty answer for. But essentially, if you're trying to reset your metabolism because you can't lose weight, you're cutting too long, eat your maintenance calories for a week and then go back to cutting. So yeah, there you go. There's the answer to that question. I hope that was understandable and I wasn't ranting too much. But yeah, So Simply Too Deep says, so how is your day going, man? It's going good, man. I can't complain. Had a nice morning with the missus. We were just chilling. Had a nice, calm, relaxing morning. Got a nice solid workout in. I didn't get a ton of good sleep last night. I have a very creepy, scary story to tell about my dream and something that happened in real life last night, or early this morning, I should say. But I'm going to share that on the stream later today. If you guys want to hear like a scary, creepy story that involves dreams in real life, tune into the stream later today because it's a pretty long story. I wrote it down. It's pretty long, and I have some pictures and stuff to show. So yeah, we're going to be coming back later today on the evening stream, sometime after 5 p.m. probably. We're going to be doing guitar and song requests. So if you guys have any song requests, feel free to hop in that stream later today. We're also going to be doing some gaming. We'll probably do Overwatch or StarCraft 2 is usually what we get into. But, yeah, that being said, day's going well. How is your day going? So Simply Too Deep. I hope you are having an awesome day and you're getting this Monday started right with some motivation, some momentum, some inspiration. Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up there, ladies and gents. Thanks everyone for checking out the workout stream. And if you guys are watching this later, thanks for tuning in. If you guys are digging the content, I would appreciate it so much. It would help me out if you guys subscribe, follow, do all the things. Other than that, y'all, we're going to take off. Just make sure real quick we don't got anything left in the chat. Okay, nothing left in the chat. So Simply Too Deep, I don't know if you're still watching, but I hope you have an awesome day, man. Sorry we didn't get to really chat very much today, but I'll be back on the stream later today, later this evening, y'all, if you want to hop in on that. Hope to see you guys then. If not, I hope you guys have a great start to your week, and we'll see you on Wednesday if we don't see you this evening. Peace.